Crypto can make you rich, but it probably won't. If you're a young professional, anything like me, and you're thinking of making some extra money on the side or increasing your income, increasing the leverage that you have in your life for a hopefully financially free future, then this video is exactly for you. If you are anything like me, you would have seen that there's a lot of chatter, even right now, about the crypto market, especially in the past. You'll see young dudes in Miami supposedly buying Lamborghinis and apartments. Obviously, some people are scammers, and then some people are genuinely just making money from crypto. And you would have been like, I'm interested, I want to see what this is about. We're going to be talking about the lessons that I learned from investing for the past 1.5 years, and hopefully you can get some value out of it. The core lesson I do want to give in this video, and before I say that, actually, this video is not financial advice by any means. These are just the lessons that I learned by having my money in the market for the past 1.5 years. I am a young professional working a demanding job in healthcare. I am by no means anything regarding a financial advice or investment banking and that kind of stuff. All right, so if you're going to take away any points from this video, the major point you should take away from this video is that crypto should not be your wealth building vehicle. Okay, crypto can make you lots of money, significant amount of money, but it can also at the same time lose you all of that money. Okay, and contrary to popular belief, crypto is really not a passive investment. It's for the most part an active investment that you need to track. And the biggest thing that you're going to face as a difficulty when you invest into crypto is not your strategy. It's most likely going to be your emotions dealing with the volatility that the market has. All right, so if you're going to take anything from the video, that's the major point you should take away. And then I'm going to talk about some platforms that you can use to invest once you've digested all of the stuff that comes with the market and all the lessons that I learned the hard way. But let's jump right into it. Point number one, which is really the core lesson of this video, is that crypto should not be your primary investment vehicle for building wealth. It should be something that you invest into using some of your extra money. If you're going to take your life savings or just all of your savings and put it into crypto, it's really not a safe investment. Even when I started investing into crypto 2 years ago, what I would do is I would take 50% of my savings and put it into crypto. I no longer do that. I'd honestly take like maybe 25% of my savings, maybe 15%, and put into crypto now, and put the remaining into an emergency fund and index funds, because I've just found them to be safer, more reliable, and just building the stability that, you know, as a young professional who's trying to grow and become financially free, those investments will build you the more stability and the stability that truly you want, compared to crypto, which is going to be up and down, which you might hope that will build you a lot of money. But with that market volatility, it should not be your primary wealth vehicle, because as the crypto markets go up and down, they really swing up. Within 1 month, you can have a 10% profit, 20% profit, and you can lock it in. You can sell some of the tokens that you've bought, so it can be Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is. You can lock in the profits, sell them, but within the next month, you can lose 40%, 50%, and really be in the negative, be in the red. And because of that, I wouldn't suggest it to anyone to put a major proportion of their savings into crypto, because it will affect your day. It will affect your life. It will not be the best or smartest financial decision. And I learned that the hard way. I had my savings, I had 50% into emergency fund and 50% straight into crypto. No safe investments, nothing else. But I had given myself a time frame. I told myself, you know what, let's try this crypto thing out completely. Hopefully it takes off, hopefully it makes me a lot of money. And what happened was I made a little bit of money early on, and then came last year, I just lost money, then lost money, then lost money. Then there was a point where I made a little bit of money because the markets recovered a little bit, but then I continued to lose money again. And yeah, hopefully you don't need to go through that pain. Do it with your extra money. Anyways, now we get into the second lesson that I learned whilst investing into this crypto thing, was that you need to have a strategy, and you need to stick to your strategy. So when I started initially, I told myself, look, I'm going to invest some money into these few coins. Then I'm going to watch them over the next 6 months, and I'll see whether in the next 6 months whether or not I need to sell or keep on and just continue investing for the long term. But this is the reality of what actually happened. Since I was since I was new to investing, which is what a lot of us are going to be, especially when we've come out of university or just school and we started working our first jobs, or you get into your first high paying job and you can finally save and invest. You'll start investing and you'll probably check your investments daily, which is what I did with the crypto, which was not my goal and strategy initially, but it ended up being a strategy that I used inadvertently. And because I didn't have a clear strategy, by continuing to check every day or every week, I would see the craziest market swings time and time again. In the beginning, it was nice because I made a little bit of money. I invested a small amount of money and I saw 20% gain. One of the coins I invested in, I believe it was in late 2024, XRP. I saw massive gains. I saw 50% gains. Imagine putting your money in and seeing that you literally got half of the money that you had invested last week. You got half of it on top of the money that you had put in back already. So yeah, I was watching these markets and I would just watch them too regularly, see the profits, be happy. I just watch it. When the market finally took a little bit of a downturn, I just sold my crypto and I exited. Which, if you're playing the game of crypto, you actually need a real strategy. You can't just be going off of vibes and emotions, like, look, I made this much money, time to sell. I lost this much money, time to sell, time to get back in. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to have a plan, a structure, and be like, look, either I'm investing in the long term with coins that I believe in, or I'm doing this strategy of weekly checkups or monthly checkups, and I'm going to move according to my set targets. That way you don't get burned too much and you can actually be more closer to the side of profitability rather than being on the side of gambling, which is having no strategy and just going with the vibes. And the third lesson that I learned is that you are going to have to learn how to deal with your emotions, because crypto is a volatile market. I feel like it's not something that I have to say. You probably know this already, but if you start investing your own money into it and watching the crypto markets, you will learn very quickly that the markets are volatile, and you don't know about how that volatility feels until you have your own money there. It'll only hit you when you're having a bad day at work and you're like, at least I have my investments. Let me check my investments. You check your investments are down. Or you're going through a breakup, you're going through some car troubles, you need some cash, your family calls you about an emergency, and you're at a 45% loss. That stuff is hard. That stuff is hard to deal with. It'll make you jump ship and not follow your strategy, right? Which we spoke about in the second point, sticking to the strategy. And because of this, if you're really going to be in the game of crypto, you need to be able to have the strength to deal with your emotions, handle your emotions, and be like, look, the market does this, it trends like this, up and down, it will always be like this. I need to just stick to my plan. If you're able to deal with your emotions, then I would suggest you can get into crypto. Now, if you're looking for platforms to invest into crypto with, I'm not sponsored by any of the platforms. Personally, I would recommend Valor because that's what I used. But there's also another platform called Luno and a few international exchanges, but I don't know about the international exchanges because I was never using any of them. However, yeah, if you want to get into it, those are the platforms you can use. Anyways, the video is a bit more rambly than I thought it would be. But if you enjoyed those lessons that I learned from the crypto for the past 1.5 years, then please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. And this channel is based around essentially building leverage using your time and your energy. Especially if you're working a highly demanding job, such as me, then join me for my journey. Let's build a community. Let's learn, let's grow, let's develop together. Peace out.